Hey, yo, King Fight News. And we are back at it. And I gotta talk about Keith Thurman for a minute, man. He's coming back against Jesse Vargas. And credit to Thurman on this point. Jesse Vargas is a solid welterweight contender. And this is a good fight. This is a good fight for Keith Thurman to come back on. You know, the word is he's coming off an injury. I don't know how injured he really was. You know, it's not like he got injured in the ring, right? This was sort of one of those deals where he got hurt in training. I guess so. I mean, I saw this dude sparring in Thailand somewhere, so or Singapore, or fucking, he's sparring on the streets somewhere in India. So, excuse me on that point, but Keith Thurman, man, I assume he's 100%, and he'd been talking real general, you know, he's been blatantly ducking Errol Spence in the media. Whenever you ask him about this dude is like want to keep Errol Spence as far away as possible from his fucking zone. Like, it's gonna be at the point where, I mean, if I remember correctly, Ronda Rousey blatantly told the media, don't ask me about Chris Cyborg. Don't ask me about that shit. And that's what happened. I mean, you know, and to Keith's credit, he's been pretty blatantly honest about the situation with Errol Spence. He doesn't want no parts of Errol Spence. And this is my message to Keith Thurman, because I'm not sure if he understands this, but in boxing, perception is reality. And what I mean by that is, you know, the reality of how you're perceived as a fighter is going to be dictated by the media, by the fans, and by yourself, right? You're going to dictate how the media perceives you. And if you're going to be putting out comments like, you know, Errol Spence, he still has something to prove. You know, Errol Spence, I ain't trying to see him in 2018. If you're talking like that, the perception is you're ducking. That's the perception. If you don't want no parts of Errol Spence and you're making that very clear, then it sounds like someone ducking. And I don't know about y'all, but, you know, if you're ducking one of the champions in your division, then that sounds like some bitch shit to me. It sounds like some bitch shit to me if you're ducking one of the champions in your division. And if you don't want no parts of Errol Spence, then are you really a true champion? You know, you want to call Keith Thurman a welterweight title holder. You got 2 belts. That's all well and good. You beat Danny Garcia. I mean, Danny Garcia, it's not like he was an undefeated fighter. I mean, it's like I said, his record was undefeated. But was Danny Garcia an undefeated fighter when he squared off against Keith Thurman? I mean, his record will tell you he's undefeated. But the perception is he lost to Mauricio Herrera. The perception is he damn near lost to Lamont Peterson. Right? In what was a fight that Lamont Peterson should have won by maybe a wider margin. I don't know how Danny Garcia got that decision, but he got it. He got it and he moved on. Now, when it comes to Errol Spence, this is a guy that's been looking for a Keith Thurman fight back when Keith Thurman fought for his first title. Errol Spence been calling you out, man. Errol Spence been calling you out. And it goes back to when Mayweather said, you know what, if Keith Thurman wants to fight me, just go ahead and fight Errol Spence. Fight Errol Spence, and then, you know, fight on my undercard. And then if you win, you can fight me. That's basically what Mayweather said. And that caused a shitstorm in itself, because Keith Thurman was like, hell no, I don't want to fight Errol Spence. He ain't shit. You know, and back then, I actually defended Keith. I said, you know what? Errol Spence is prospect level. He doesn't really have to fight him right now. But we got to see how things play out, Keith Thurman said, hey, this guy needs to win a title. So what Errol Spence do? He went out and he won a title. He went out there. He whooped Kell Brook. That was one of the big guys in the division, a title holder in the division. He was mandatory for Kell Brook. Kell Brook finally took the fight after taking goddamn 2 months to think about it. He was like, okay, I'm going to take the fight. And shit went down. Errol Spence, bam! Wicked body shots. Got Kell Brook out of there, in the 10th? In the 10th round, 11th round? Brilliant performance by Errol Spence. He went over across the pond, took care of business, went back with the title, and, Keith Thurman looking like a bitch. He's legit looking like a bitch, man. And he's gonna fight Jesse Vargas, and they say, okay, I'm gonna fight Sean Porter. Okay, and then I'm gonna fight Danny Garcia again. So I don't even want to fight Errol Spence in 2018. You know how to get the fuck out of here. Get this dude the fuck out of here. Call him a welterweight champion. Get him the fuck out of here. I'm done with Keith Thurman. Done with him. Okay. I'm not exactly done with him, because the second he says, okay, you know what, I'll fight Keith Thurman, then everything goes out the window. Then okay, you're not ducking him anymore. But you really sound like you're ducking him. So what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be, Keith? I want to see you come out and say, Errol Spence, he can get this work. I would love to see it. But you don't want no parts of Errol Spence. You want no smoke. So what's it gonna be, man? Keith Thurman got this is the main point of the video. He got to understand that perception is reality. If he's perceived as a duck, if he's gonna be the next Cherry Garcia. It's what happened to Danny Garcia. Pretty soon he's gonna have the cherries on his fucking Instagram, on his Twitter, on his Facebook. It's gonna be cherries, man. It's gonna be Cherry Thurman. It's gonna be Cherry Thurman. They're gonna make a new they're gonna make an ice cream flavor after him now. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, man. It's gonna be Cherry Thurman. Fuck out of here, yo. Keith Thurman. He's fighting Jesse Vargas. Solid fight. After that fight, who's Sean Porter? Is Sean Porter got a fight? Damn, I don't know. Is Sean Porter fighting him? It's a good question. Did Sean Porter fight someone? He beat Granados, right? He beat Granados. Man, Sean Porter need to... I don't know, man. I don't know if Sean Porter be fighting or if he be waiting on a fight. But... yeah, he's the mandatory for Keith Thurman on one of his titles, right? So, Keith Thurman, he's definitely looking to fight Sean Porter in a rematch. And that's probably going to happen. But then after that, you got to at least set the timetable up to fight Errol Spence, man. Errol Spence been wanting Keith Thurman, and credit to him, he's not waiting on Keith Thurman. He's fighting Lamont Peterson, and hopefully by that point in time, they're gonna have some fights lined up for the dude, because Errol Spence needs to stay active, and right now he's basically stealing Keith Thurman's shine, which is great. He was on ESPN's First Take today, where he basically told Stephen A. Smith, yeah, man, Keith Thurman ducking me. He's ducking. Stephen A. Smith knows it. Max Kellerman knows it. It's going to come to the point where everyone around Keith Thurman going to be like, yo, everyone think you ducking. Everyone think you ducking, man. We know you the shit, but everyone think you ducking him. And Keith Thurman, he's either going to have to accept that the world thinks he's ducking Errol Spence, and he's going to be known as the duck of the welterweights, or he's going to have to step up and fight him. It's one or the other. And that's how history's going to be written, man. You can't control that shit. And Keith Thurman needs to put up or shut up. Plain and simple. He needs to put up or shut up. Either make this fight with Errol Spence, call him out, or talk some shit with him, man. It's like what Canelo did. Canelo said, you know what? Fuck the WBC. I never ducked Triple G. I just had to go through my situation at the time. Even though he vacated the title, he ended up fighting Triple G, right? And you know, if Canelo didn't do that, he would be known for ducking Triple G. Right? That was a perception. This dude's ducking Triple G. Canelo's a duck. He needs to step up and fight. Well, the same thing going down with Keith Thurman, man. Absolutely is. He's got this young, hungry lion coming for his head. And you can't just hide behind the fucking rock, Keith. You can't hide behind the rock. This dude, man, they're gonna find you. One way or the other, they're gonna find you. So, Keith Thurman, man, stop talking like a bitch. You King Fight News, y'all know what it is. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel.